Hello YouTube, Message and Bala here with another video, and what I wanted to discuss is essentially a continuation from the last two videos that I was making about the black pill and how an adult actress kind of severely blackpilled me because I realized this is more common than you think. And luckily, in the past couple of weeks, especially after Happy New Year, there's a lot of recent news that's been circulating, and this has become very viral. Yes, it's about the screenshot that you see right here. But this time I decided to screenshot the YouTube video, and I'll leave the link down in the description below because Paul Joseph Watson, in his video, when he was discussing about this viral video that has been, getting a lot of attentions, he included something in the video that, in my opinion, it's very, how do I say this? In terms of context, it's very valuable to point this out, and at the same time, also pointing out how we're living in a very, how do I say this? I want to say a combination of hypocrisy, but at the same time, in a clown world. We're living in a society that it's both hypocritical and just outright playing like a clown world. Like the most irony thing ever. So I'll leave a description, I'll leave the video link down in the description below, and of course in the comment section, just in case if you guys miss it. But Paul Joseph Watson, he included something which I'll discuss in a bit. But first, what I want to discuss is essentially the title of the video. And the title of this video is essentially, it's not about hating women, it's about reacting to what we men are observing. Now, in my last two videos, I was discussing how this adult actress severely blackpilled me because this actress, she voluntarily get into adult films, and it was an independent adult film from my understanding, and she was absolutely not desperate. I repeat, not desperate for money. As a matter of fact, she was well off. The reason why she got into it is because she, on her words, quote unquote, she was bored. She was bored, and she was a college graduate, and she already had a child, so in other words, she was already a mother, and yet she voluntarily decided to get into the adult industry, and the person that gave her the idea was her friend, and she went along with it. But the key word that I'm trying to point out, guys, is voluntarily, and this is something that you guys can easily observe. Now, in my last video, I was discussing about the woman that had slept with 100 dudes in one day. If you guys recall, if you've been watching that story, she literally broadcasted that she was going to do it, and was all to promote her OnlyFans. Keep in mind, this is to promote her OnlyFans, and she will broadcast it like a heads up advertisement. And this was purely voluntarily. Like, we could tell that she's doing this to make more money, but at the same time, us, the viewers, us, the audience, we could also tell that she really did not need this. Like, I bet that she was well off, and she doesn't really need, like, there's no necessity to do it, but she did it anyway voluntarily, and she did it just for greed, just for money. And that sort of stunt kind of severely blackpills me because, you can't really stop or force anyone to not, do immoral things. If you let people decide to do immoral things, such as this woman sleeping over 1,000 men, that's on them. You can't really stop them. And this is the severe black pill, and this is why the title of this video is, it's not about hating women, it's about reacting to what we've been seeing. And what we've been seeing is this: women voluntarily essentially, I don't want to use the W word, but you know what I'm trying to say, voluntarily sleeps around with a bunch of dudes with no consequences, and they expect society to celebrate them, but at the same time, expect society to support their immoral decision. And what's even funnier, when you look at the dating scene, when you look at TikTok, when you look at women complaining about why men don't want to commit to them, it's all because of what we've been absorbing, what we've been seeing in our own eyes. It's again, it's not about hating women, it's about what we've been seeing and how we've been reacting accordingly. Do you really think guys will commit to this woman after she sleeps with 1,000 men? Do you really think that's, you know, a good thing? Like, think about it, guys. This is not a good thing at all. No guy in his right mind will want to commit with this woman, especially after publicly broadcasting that she slept with over 1,000 men. And I bet my money when she gets older, she's gonna start complaining about why she couldn't find a guy that wants to commit to her long term. And what's even funnier is that when they do complain about guys not committing to them, they're usually complaining about the top tier, the guys that are most likely to be good husband, the most likely to have good income, good physique, good health, etc., etc. In other words, the top 10 men. And I'm pretty sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing that, but no, it's literally a repetitive, how do I say this? A repeated theme. A theme that we keep seeing over and over again. And there's a good reason why these things are happening, but at the same time, we cannot stop these ladies. We cannot stop these ladies from destroying themselves. If we do stop these ladies, guess what? Us men, the good ones, we're gonna get hurt, we're gonna get sued, jail, financially destroyed, you name it. So, what's the only thing we as men could do? Nothing. Just step away and essentially we could voice our opinions, but we have to say it nicely. Otherwise, we're gonna be seen as, hating on women. And literally, it's not about hating on women. It's hating the fact that these women are not taking accountability for their immoral action. But more importantly, the fact that they do these things immorally and broadcast it throughout the world. This is why I I believe that before things could get better, things have to get worse. And I hate saying that. I I really do. I know that there are good women and good men out there. And of course there's always going to be bad apples on both sides, but the more we see this sort of stuff, the more it's just adding fuel to the fire and encouraging everybody to stay single, especially the men. But not just men themselves, but I'm talking about men who are trying to improve themselves. Men who are trying to improve their income, improve their health, improve their social status. They're most likely going to stay single and continue to be single until they meet a woman that's not showing any red flags. I'm pretty sure, a good man will tolerate some bad behavior here and there, but the moment when a woman starts to act like she's entitled, that's the moment when a guy is most likely gonna pull away, because he could see it miles away that the woman's not gonna take accountability, and that's where it's gonna scare him. Look, guys, the whole reason why I've been making YouTube videos about this is because I've seen it with my own eyes how guys get screwed over, how women don't take accountability for their own action, but most importantly, the immoral stuff that women do. One of my personal experience, what I witnessed of a woman doing something terrible behind her boyfriend's act, but she does it openly, is purposely cheating on their boyfriends. Like, I'll never forget this, guys. One time, we, well, not we, my parents, they bought a beauty hair salon, and they tried to run the business. The previous owner of the beauty hair salon was openly cheating on her husband or her boyfriend. I'm not sure which is which, but she was in a committed relationship. And because she was openly cheating on her husband, the woman was telling my parents to don't say anything. And my parents, they absolutely like not say anything because it's not their business and it's not their, drama. They don't want any drama, my parents. They just want to run the business. But the fact that the previous owner of the beauty hair salon was openly cheating on her husband, openly in public, that's kind of, to me, that was wild back then. But now I sort of accepted that this is kind of like more common than you think. And women in general, they're very good at hiding it. And yeah, women in general, they're very good at hiding it. So just like in my previous video, it's more common than you think. It's more common to realize that women, they're wanting to do immoral stuff, and they're very good at hiding it. Us men, because we're simpler, like we're simple creatures, we tend to do our bad shit out in the open, but we're also capable of doing good shit out in the open as well. And us guys, we're kind of bad at hiding stuff, but still though, when we get exposed, like us men, when we get exposed to our crime, we get severely punished. But when a woman gets exposed to their bad behavior, they'll try their best to play the victim card and not take any accountability, even if it's voluntarily. And that's the point I was trying to make in my previous video. Now, enough with the rant, just to get back on the subject. The reason why I made a screenshot of Paul Joseph Watson thumbnail is because in his video he said something, in my opinion, it should have been addressed. As I stated before, guys, we live in a very irony society. And when I say irony, I mean like, it's kind of hypocritical to see this. This woman, if I'm correct, she's from Britain, and she openly broadcasts that she slept 1,000 men. So now a lot of people know that she slept with 1,000 men. Even, I'm not sure if it's fake, but let's just say it's real. The fact that she sleeps with 1,000 men, and sorry guys, I got a weird ringtone in the background. The fact that she slept with 1,000 men is straight up immoral and straight up wrong. But she act like she's celebrating it. Meanwhile, in Britain, they're having an organized crime that is doing human trafficking, and there's a lot of, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but there's a lot of girls that are being held against their will to sleep with a bunch of men. And in Britain, they're trying their best to combat this, but at the same time, because the government is very sensitive and they don't want to be seen as racist, they purposely let some of these organized crime get away with human trafficking. Now, I'm kind of glad that Paul Joseph Watson pointed this out, because this woman voluntarily sleeps with 1,000 men, and she lives in Great Britain, where right now Great Britain is having issues with organized crime that are human trafficking a lot of young girls, a lot of young women. So you see the irony where I'm trying to point at, guys? We have women that are beautiful. Now, some of you guys will argue about this woman's beauty, but let's just say she is beautiful. Beautiful. Let's just say that she's like 8 out of 10. We have women that are quote unquote beautiful that are not struggling with finance. Like, if you watch her video, you kind of could tell that she's well off, and yet she does this sort of stuff voluntarily. Meanwhile, we have organized crime that are doing human trafficking, that are holding girls against their will, and they're being forced to sleep with a bunch of dudes. Now, as of me making this video, she currently is having some kind of legal arguments or some kind of argument, like social arguments with her friend, that sleeping with 1,000 dudes was her idea. And to be honest, that's just ridiculous, the fact that they're broadcasting their arguments in social media. So all this shenanigans is just ridiculous, and it's making things look pathetic. Like, all this is making it look so pathetic that it's no wonder the dating scenes is terrible. It's no wonder the relationship between man and woman is terrible. So, yeah, everything is just messed up. So, guys, I'm gonna end it here, but in my next video, I'm gonna talk about why man is willing to sleep with this type of woman. But it's pretty obvious, like, for us men to sleep with a woman that's non-commitment, there's a good reason why we want to do it. It's obviously biology, guys. It's obviously, the instinct desire to sleep with someone. Because remember, we're all humans. We all have needs. We all need to eat. We all need to breathe. We all need to drink. And sleeping with someone is one of those instinct requirements. So, guys, I'm gonna end it here because I feel like I ranted too much. But I hope you understand the message of this video and what I've been trying to say throughout my YouTube channel. It's not about hating women. It's about reacting to this sort of stuff that we could see in our own eyes. And I guarantee you that some of you guys that are watching this video, and you must see something like this in real life. Me, I know I have, and I'm gonna continue making videos about what I've seen with my own eyes. Well, guys, I'm gonna end it here, and thank you for listening and watching. Goodbye.